In this video, we are going to set up the UI for our Sprite Kit game. Well, we're just going to add a few simple buttons that will make the logic of logging in and out of Facebook feasible, and that covers about it. But before we start, let's just try to build this project. And as you can see, the build has failed, and that is because in our last video we have copy and pasted this Facebook SDK shared kit import, and this is how programmers work. We just copy and paste. Sometimes we miss something. We just simply need to delete this import for now. So if you have something that is wrong, you just fix it. So let's just build now. Build has failed. Let's see why is that. Yes, because we have this set current access token in the old style of Swift. So we just simply click on this little red circle and fix it. And here we go again and fix it. As you know, this has been copied from Stack Overflow. It is probably post earlier than Swift 3. So we just need to fix this with a simple fix-it solution. Okay, let's build and run again. And this time it should work. Yes, the build has succeeded. So let's get down to business. Let's create our UI. For that, we are going to use a button, and on top of that button, we will use a label. And for that label, we will use a custom font. So for now, let's just drag and drop our resources into the folder. You will have the resources to download in the downloadables. Okay, let me just find those resources for now. And here we have on our Facebook app invites Sprite Kit example. And let me just go here. Here we have our comical display. This is our font that we are going to use. Just simply drag and drop it into your project and copy items if needed, of course, and add to target and finish. Next up, we are going to link up this comical display font, sorry about that, into our Xcode project. So just copy the name out so we may add this name to our info plist file. So go ahead and select your project, target, info, and hover over the keys and click on this little plus button and type in with the capital F fonts provided, and here fonts provided by application. Select that and add for item 0 your font. Okay, next up is to drag and drop our button Swift file that I have already created for you, because as you know, in Sprite Kit we don't have a built-in button. So go ahead and just drag and drop RB button into your project. There you have it, copy items if needed and add to targets. Click on finish. And as you can see in the RB button, our font name already is comical display. But what if you want to change your font? You don't want to use comical display. Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. First up, you need to drag and drop your own font, then add it as a new font provided by application here with the TTF extension. Next up, we need to let know RB button what the font name is. But what is it? Because you see it's a little bit different. So we need to search the logs for that, and we are going to do that like so. Let's go to our login scene.swift file. Yes, here we are. We are going to log all the available fonts and just copy and paste this function out and add it to our login scene, like so. Here we have our log all available fonts. And now, if we want to log all our available fonts, then we just copy and paste this line of code and add it to our did move to view. And now let's just build and run this and see all of the fonts, their family and their names logged into our console. Here we are. As you can see, it is logged here, and as you can see, there are a lot. Most of them are standard. Well, most of them besides the comical display is standard. So let's filter out, let's say come, and here we have it, and this is the name that you need to add to your RB button. Okay, that's it. Let's just comment out. This is how you can add your own custom font to a Sprite Kit game and to our RB button, of course. Next up, we need to add a PNG file for the button, and that we are going to add to our assets. So go ahead and drag and drop your blue button blue image, like so. Okay. And I believe we are ready to add our first button to our login scene. So go ahead and go to your login scene, and then just add a simple button. First up, we are going to anchor to our scene to anchor point 0. So let's just copy this out. And then we are going to add a new button. I will just copy this out and go through the explanation in the project. Okay, of course, we should not name it invite Facebook friends. We should add it all in scope, and let's say the button image should be the button blue, and the title should be. And now we are trying to create a controller, and as you can see, this function is not in the game view controller. So we are creating an instance of the game view controller called controller with self.view.window.root view controller, and of course as game view controller. And let me just delete this. We are going to log in into Facebook when we press this button. So type in controller dot and login to Facebook, and here we have our completion handler. And if we let's just hit return, and here we have our result. So if the result is true, so if we have a result, then we can let's just say print. For now, we have logged into Facebook. Okay, now we are positioning the log into Facebook to the center of the screen, and we are adding it as a child. So for now, let's just build and run, and let's see what happens. Okay, here we have our log into Facebook button. Let's just click on it. The dialog pops up. Let's continue. And here on down the console, we can see we have logged into Facebook. That is great. But as you can see, we have not navigated away from this scene. We need to navigate to the game scene once we are logged into Facebook. And that is quite simple. we just need to create a new function. Let's see, here we are. Let's just copy this out, and I will explain later on what this means. So we are going to the game scene. This is a new function, and we are going to print out going to game scene. Okay. And we are instantiating the game scene, and we are creating a transition, and we are presenting the scene with that transition. So let's go ahead and copy this out, go to game scene, and print it out when the result is true. So let's add it, not just print it out. And of course, because this is a completion handler, we need to add self. Okay. Let's just test it out. Okay, log into Facebook, continue, and we have transitioned to our game scene. And as you can see, going to game scene has been printed in the log. Okay, one thing we need to be aware of is whether if we are already logged into Facebook. So let's go ahead and do that logic for now. We are going to present the login scene, but if we are already logged into Facebook, then we need to immediately transition to the game scene. So lastly, we need to check if we have already logged into Facebook or not. So we need to present the login scene if we have not logged into Facebook, or the game scene if we have already logged in. And that is pretty simple. So go ahead and let's create a new variable. Let's call it scene name, and that is login scene. Okay. And now we just add this login scene name to the file name. Great. Now, if is user logged into Facebook, then the scene name should be game scene. And else it will remain the login scene. So let's test it out. Let's just build and run. And hopefully we will transition to the game scene. Yes, and we have automatically transitioned to the game scene. Okay, in the next video we are going to set up a skip button and a log out button in the game scene. See you in the next one.